At Whole Mind Design, the last several years, we have been collaborating with educators who are working on building a culture of thinking with their students. We've been using Ron Richart's book, Making Thinking Visible, as our foundational text. What follows is a clarifying conversation amongst teachers who have been using thinking routines for at least a year and have found them to be powerful ways of deepening students' thinking and understanding during the learning process.
So, how does the use of thinking routines impact your practice as an educator?
So I would say, as I'm designing our week and within, whether it's a reading workshop or writing workshop or science or social studies or whatever I might be teaching the curriculum, I look for ways to insert a routine that will take me out of it. I'm always looking for opportunities to take me out of the equation, to be the facilitator, and allow my students to be the ones actually digging in and doing the thinking rather than me telling them what they should be doing or thinking. So the thinking routines allows me to step out and the students to step in to understand content, curriculum on a deeper level.
I feel like there's less pressure on me as a teacher because we're handing the work over to the students, and I'm finding out more about what the students really know instead of just filling them up with facts and hoping they're getting it. The work is coming from them, and it raises their level of thinking, but also my understanding of what's going on with them.
You as the teacher, you're talking less, right? And you're listening more, and you're being much more responsive to what you are seeing and hearing with their understanding, their knowledge, maybe their misconceptions. That's what I noticed, that I'm talking less and listening.
The assessment that goes on, I'm really understanding where I need to go in and make the next move. It's much more authentic.
It takes the muscle off of us to come up with all of the knowledge, and I think it's a great way to put it on them to find out what is that. It's very organic, like it's very kind of like, what do you see? Like it's just kind of like it just grows. So I had to get really comfortable letting go of the not knowing where it's gonna go to thinking about the big picture in the end.
Yeah, and that information, the evidence that they leave behind, and that's where your small groups come in. It's like, oh, these friends are thinking this way, I can teach into that. These friends are really getting it, I can teach into that and raise the level for them. So it really, your instruction becomes way more individualized to those students' needs.
Well, and if it's a See, Think, Wonder, routine, and you're introducing materials at the beginning of the year, for them to see the possibilities and listen to the possibilities from other kids and how it might be used or what you could do with it, or what their wonders happens to be still their questions.
Sometimes what they see is far greater than what we could have told them.
So, and they don't need us to tell them.
So you've got 23 teachers in the classroom rather than one, and I think it moves them into action mode. The expectation is no longer I'm a passive learner. I'm bringing it to the table. So the level of engagement, I think, goes up.
Because they become stakeholders. It's not just us. I think they all hold stake in the classroom, and they all feel welcome and a part of that because all the thinking is valued. And
So within the routine, there's equal voice. So even for the most hesitant learner, they are afforded the opportunity to, let's say, get a clue because they hear their peers talking.
The routines really require 100% engagement from all students. That's just how they
And us too, right? We need to be in the game the whole time. And it forces us to slow down and take the time. I see. I hear.
And it might take months to actually complete a routine. It goes over a course of study.
Or it's this short when you first started, right? See, Think, Wonder is
Because
real
they're
quick, or step
kind of,
inside, or explanation, get whatever one you're doing. But then as the year goes on, their stamina has been built, and you can challenge them a little bit more, and they can challenge each other.
when we were just introducing them to the end, they were like, well, we could do a thinking routine with this. So then they're designing the curriculum. So it was like, wow, just these young minds and watching what they were truly capable of, and just me letting go and letting it happen.
So it's
a
really
mind
become
shift,
a structure, an actual way of organizing for them that allows maybe the thinking to go even deeper. Interesting.
And I like when we've done like generate, sort, connect, how, again, just speaking to our most reluctant learners, they find a place that they're accepted because they find someone else who's thinking like them. Like, oh, someone else had that idea, that sorting part, or they're the one who can ignite the finding the common thread between all the ideas that have been generated. They might not have had huge ideas coming in, but they can find those common
It's
ideas.
the playing field of it too for kids who maybe couldn't respond writing, but they can still offer their amazing thinking to the rest of the class and be valued.
And it's super safe because there's no wrong answer, and just every thinking is valued, and there's millions of entry points, and you can be open to say what you want to say, so it's going to be right, so that it's just been really fascinating to watch children, come in and they're hesitant and they're quiet, and then these thinking routines, they give them a voice where they can express what they're thinking.
So I think it also speaks to that social emotional community that you're trying to build. Right away you're valuing everybody's voice. It's an opportunity to slow down and actually hear the perspective of many different people. And if you're doing that over and over and over again, you don't have to say, we value community. We're actually valuing community and other people's voices. I think that's something that is just sort of a glue mechanism in the classroom, because